Love. Hey, ladies. Do you want to mess with it and make sure?
Hello.
To the top? Sure. If there's a way to do that. Yay! Welcome back. First off, I gotta say how much we miss everybody. So I know. We got to see you recently, but still, it's like, oh, I want to hug you guys.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hello, ladies. All right. Welcome, welcome. We're gonna try. Erin's messing with the view to be able to sort of. We're hoping that our picture will be bigger, and then you guys will be small, and then we can, when we have our discussions, we'll figure that out. So
they can do that view on their end too.
Well, you do it whatever on your end, but we're trying to figure out this for our viewing recording. Anyway, I think all you guys were from the first half, so but just yeah, we're recording this, so just be aware of that. We're gonna go over 3 things. We're gonna talk about stoves. We're gonna talk about water purifiers and filters, and then food and meal preparation. And let's see. Can you guys see me okay and hear me okay? Yes.
I can't hear. Oh, there we go.
Are you guys good? You can see each other okay? This will get better week to week, I promise. Well, we hope. Gosh. Can you get it so there's one big picture?
You want a picture of you?
Yeah, our picture would be the biggest because that's how it's going to record it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Erin's doing our AB, so I'm going to get started on stoves. So basically we're going to talk about pocket rockets, jet boils, and propane stoves, propane grills. Those are the most common things that we've been using in the mountains, and it seems to be the most effective. So for pocket rocket, it's super cute. Mine's broken. But anyway, you can see how small they are. There's a million different versions. Mine just lost the pin on the inside, but that is like, they fit in like the soft palm of your hand. They're super cute. Then they fold up and go around. So that's the part that's broken on mine. And you're gonna have to be patient with this second section because we have a lot of demoing we're gonna do, and some things may or may not work. So it has like a connector that it connects to the fuel, and then the fuel comes up and it goes through the burner. You have a little prongy thing that sets up that you put your bowls on or your pots, and then if you're lucky, it has a lighter that works. If your lighter goes out, which has happened to mine, then you just use just your own lighter, and then you just screw it on. And this has a valve for an on-off. Some are just on-off. Some have variations of like low, medium, high, that kind of thing. So you screw it on nice and tight and snug. Then you turn on your, I am gonna do this inside, don't tell my husband. Okay, you turn on the gas a little bit and you'll be able to hear it. And then you take your, this one has a thing, but you can see that. So cool, all right. So that's the pocket rocket. That's the smallest one. All right, I'm passing over to Erin for the jet boil.
Okay, this is my jet boil. It's an all-in-one cook system. It's got a cup or bowl on the bottom. This is the pot itself, and it cooks on the bottom. I don't know if you guys have seen these or not, or you ever used one. There's some stabilization legs on it. This is the stove itself. Got a little self-igniter here on the side where it sends out a spark. Here's my red bandana. And it just goes on, screws on the top of the fuel just like Emily's did.
And the fuel fits inside, which is super cute.
Yeah, so it's all in one. Stabilize it. These are some cooking rings. If you had a pot like this, that it would sit on top of and stabilize it. Or you can just click this on to it itself, like so. Fill it up with whatever you want to cook, turn it on. It's got a lid that has a side to sip through, or to strain things. Like if you can make noodles, there's somebody making.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
So that's really handy. It's big enough to cook something for maybe 2 people for a meal. And then to wash it out, what I like to do is eat everything and then make a little bit of hot chocolate and mix it all around with the leftover scrapings of the food and drink that. And then it's just nice and clean and pleasant to finish your meal with. So that's the jet boil system.
Cool. This is like our favorite system to cook with because it comes in like 1 person. This is more of a family size. I have a pot that you can use for like 2 people or 2 or 3 people. It also has the neoprene insulation that helps it cool or heat up faster. And the pots themselves have these rings, whatever you want to call this, that helps like the actual jet boil pots cook faster. But you can just use regular pots. Love it. Then we've also got just a regular propane stove. Obviously not great for backpacking, but awesome for base camping. If you're gonna go, base camp, hiking like a 1/4 mile or something like that, then go ahead and you're gonna stay for a few days, go ahead and bring this out and that's fine. You can do 2 burners, of course, you can do fry pans and get all fun and fancy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and the setup is similar, you just have the larger canister and it screws in and you light it up just like the others. So that is stoves. Now we're going to change over to water filtration. This is the fun part. We're hoping it doesn't make a huge mess. It did when I practiced. Okay. So first I was going to talk about the pumps. Pumps it's kind of like old school stuff, but it works really good. I have 2 sets of pumps here. These are both MSR pumps. One's a Sweetwater, and I don't even know what the other one is. Will you grab the filter, the black thing right over there? So I'm going to show you how to set these up, and then we'll filter some water through them. They come up with, and of course you can go online and get way better videos than these will be. But these ones have a handle, which is nice. This one has a collapsible handle, which makes it a little smaller. Then you screw it in to the actual filter. This is a filter. In fact, you can't see it, but if you look inside, it's got the ceramic in there. And when it gets dirty, you just scrub brush and you can just scrub in there. So that just locks on. A little finicky. And there are 2 tubes, and it says in and out. Do not get those mixed up. I did already. It happens to the best of us. Anyway, so your in is going to be the one that's going to be sucking up the water out of the river. So that's in the bottom here. And then the out is what's going to go into your Camelback or your neoprene or Nalgene model. All right, so that's what we've got here. And this one has a little thing that matches right on top of it, which is nice. All right, then we have our nasty water here. You can't see it, but it's from my garden with wood chips and things. It has like a little foam thing on it, so you pull that up a little bit, and that's how it floats in the river. You want it to be, as far, see where the middle of the river is. You don't want to drag it on the bottom, and you also want it to be enough in the water that you can get some good, decent water. So you put that. Mine has like nastiness on the top, so I'm going to put it down a little bit, so it's kind of floating there in the middle. And then it's just as simple as pumping like this. This one has a little valve or a seal problem, so it kind of gets water everywhere. But it is like, I don't know, Erin, do you want to show? It pumps. The nice thing about these pumps is every stroke you get water. So up and down. We're keeping our COVID distance, but you can hear. It's kind of nice. So yeah, that's the pump system. There is a my husband has a similar pump where the handle is all together. If you can see that. And it's a beefier and heavier filter, and it just pops out like this, and you scrub at the outside instead. But this one works good too, and it's just as fast, if not faster. So those are the water pumps.
I would say, just to add another thing to these pumps, when I take them apart, I keep them in separate Ziploc baggies so that my nasty hose never touches the one that I'm actually gonna be getting water from. That makes sense. So I take my tubes off, put them in separate plastic bags, and then I dry them out at camp.
And you store the filter separately too,
and
let it air out.
Let the water filter air out overnight as well. So I have a different kind. I have one of those, and then I have, this is a SteriPen. There's two different types of SteriPens. They use ultraviolet light for sterilization. And these are great for this kind of a drinking container. Dip it in the cleanest part of the river or lake. And all you do is stick this in, press the button once or twice, depending on your volume, and swirl it around until the light goes off. Then you're ready to go. I would say a limitation of this is that it runs on batteries. So you got to make sure you've got extra batteries just in case. It can't filter a whole lot at one time. Like the tube filter, you can just, as long as your arm is working, you can pump water. But this is going to do little batches at a time.
And the
also,
water must be clear.
it doesn't work if your water is really murky. The cloudiness will inhibit the ultraviolet from penetrating everything. If you had a lid, if this had a lid, after I sterilize it, I would unscrew the lid and wash that lip if I was just going to drink straight from it. So I dipped it in the river. I sterilized what's inside of it, but this is still wet with river water. Does that make sense? So I'm going to make sure that this is clean too before I drink it. So a few more steps with this, but it is super lightweight, very small. Don't have to bother with tubes. Don't have to dry anything. Well, you can dry it off, but it doesn't take long to dry off. I don't have one here, but there's trying to think of the company that makes it. Anyway, there's if you guys use Camelbacks or that kind of a system, there's an in-tube water filtration. I think it's MSR. Just came to me. An in-tube water purification system you can set into the tube itself. So you can scoop up your bladder full of water and be on your way, and then just sip every time, and it'll filter on demand, which is great.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and there are also gravity filters of various sizes. So if you're setting up a base camp, they have large ones you can hang from a tree that filter just by gravity. It's like a little spigot. Turn it on, fill up your water, turn it off, kind of thing. Down to portable, kind of like this size if it was flat, and then it'll have a filter down there at the bottom, and then you just roll it up when you're done. So lots of different choices for water filters. They're kind of fun. Cool. Awesome.
There's also the straw. Some of you guys have used that. I know Marilyn really likes that as well. And you can just like literally suck out of the river stuff like that. So there's those options too. Super cheap option is you can always do the iodine tablets. The good thing is it takes only a half hour to purify your water. The bad thing is it tastes like iodine, which is lots of fun. But you can put like Tang. Aaron's mom did that for survival, to like taste, so the taste isn't so bad. And then with the chlorine tablets, it's a little longer. It takes about 4 hours to filter, and it needs to be dark. So usually if you needed to filter or just purify water overnight, this would work really good. So I always like to have those both, just you never know where situation you're gonna be on. Cool. All right, now we're moving to food. Yay! I'm gonna scoot all this nasty bacteria water. So we don't actually have a ton of cool food right now in our pantries, but I just had some random things. So I want to refer you to the outline. You can just Google good backpacking recipes, and you'll get a million, of course. The one I really loved was this British one. It was like 40 things you can get for backpacking at the grocery store, and he like goes through it all, and it's in British, and it's super fun. I love their accent. So I listed that, like all 40 items. So you can even just look and just circle the things that look good to you. These would be fun breakfast things I want to eat, lunches, dinners, that kind of stuff. I mean, you could always get like, there's Mountain House. You just go to like your rec store, whatever, and just get pre-packaged everything. You know, if you just want to keep it simple, which is totally cool. It's just more expensive. You can do the same thing yourself at home. And just pick any food that you love, and it's really fun to kind of figure out, how can I make this super lightweight? If you have a dehydrator, you can just dehydrate your spaghetti sauce, and then instead of pasta, you use couscous, you know? So there's neat little ways to kind of make everything that you normally eat smaller. Aaron and I are gonna talk about what we normally eat, but I usually have like an oatmeal or something like that, base and with nuts. I'll put some nuts in there. I'll have the oatmeal. You can have powdered milk, dehydrated fruit. That's a great breakfast. I like that. And then for lunches, love tuna fish, packaged chicken. You can get it with mayo inside already, and you can just like put it on a pita bread, which doesn't compress as much as wheat bread. So that's my favorite. Then of course you've got your bars, a zillion bars, nuts that are awesome. And then dinners are so cool. My favorite dinner is actually a pasta dinner with chopped up sausage or kielbasa, something like that. And if it's day one, I'll even chop up a tomato, put it in a Ziploc bag with some zucchini and cheese. That's like my day one meal. You'll realize, and we can answer more questions about that, but depending on your backpacking trip will depend on what kind of foods you're gonna eat. Day one, you'll eat your stuff that's gonna perish, and then as you get on to day 4 or 5, whatever, things that you could have better shelf life. So anyway, those are my 10 cents. Now Aaron's got some cool ideas.
So I like to eat oatmeal. I like granola also, but I will put it in a Ziploc bag. I'll measure out exactly how much I want to eat, and I'll just get like plain oats or just plain basic granola, and then I will put in a spoonful or 2 of chocolate protein powder. So it's just in one bag together. So for breakfast, I just eat right out of the bag. I'll pour water in, mix it around, eat right out of the bag. Then my trash is 1 Ziploc container, or one Ziploc baggie, and that gives me protein and it gives me carbs to get through the day, and it's fairly cheap. So I like that. I also like Emily's idea with the tuna and the pita bread. The Papa Pita that you get at Costco, that's like high in protein, and it's filling. I like to bring string cheese, mozzarella string cheese, and a baggie of fresh spinach to add to it. They work really well if you keep them next to your cold water bottle or your bladder. They'll last a few days. So
Not sick yet.
Not sick yet, yeah. I like to bring fig bars, or like a protein bar to snack on through the day. Your good old raisins and peanuts, stuff that's high in salt that can replenish what you're sweating out, is good to keep in mind. Definitely protein, definitely carbs, because you're gonna be burning through a lot of those. Cool.
Thanks. Thank you. There's a magazine called Backpacker Magazine, and if you are seriously into backpacking, I recommend checking out their website, or I have a subscription and you can borrow any of my old magazines, but they have like fun, like the gourmet meals and stuff like that. They're always fun to try out and things like that. And I like keep every single one of them. So if you want more ideas, I've got some stuff. And then of course, a million things online as well. And also know on that list that we have on the outline, there's keto stuff too. So if you're low carb, there's still options for backpacking to do. Just make sure you take it easy. If you're changing into a new diet and you're backpacking or hiking, just like anything else, like you can totally sink yourself if you're not doing your good caloric intake, because you're going to be eating more because you're backpacking and hiking. So just make sure you plan for that, that you don't crash and all that kind of stuff. So because you're not eating as many carbs as other people. So just keep an eye on that. Also, cool, we just want to talk about mess kits. So fun. Oh, I was going to talk about spices too. If you love your spices and stuff, you can put them in little mini Ziploc bags, or they have little, you can even do a film canister. Who has those though? Or like a little mini plastic bottle with a screw top. That also works for oil. Do get something that screws for the oil because there's no other way to kind of store it, but that's nice to cook with as well. This is one of my favorite mess kits. You can always go with the old school one, but this is a light my fire one, and it's cute and triangular. But you've got this, it's like a bowl. You've got this, it's a plate. It comes with a cute little spaghetti strainer, and also works as a vegetable chopper, cutting board. It has a little bowl as well. And then this cute little thing is a cup. Anyway, that you can like drink out of, so and then it collapses. Anyway, the whole, and if you, I always like using like the little sport option, and that fits in here too. But anyway, all this fits like this big, super cute, lightweight, because it's
it's just the mountain one is really
because it's plastic.
They're trying to like
but I do kind of like I have a little mug, a little titanium metal mug for mornings with cocoa or whatever. It's better than this. I kind of have this as my extra little nice special thing for myself. So anyway, that's food. So that's our presentation. We're gonna open it up to questions now.
Well, I had
I did just have one more thing to say.
Yeah, I know.
When you're out,
Well, some of it's stuff like I already know, you know. Some of it's like
I'm great how to mute
new
everyone.
stuff.
All right, some of you guys are loud. I'm gonna mute you. Okay. All right. Okay, now we're good.
Okay. Sorry, I just I wanted to say, make sure, you know, since you're out, what am I trying to say? You're exerting all of this energy. You're going to be needing more food. Pack more food than you think you would normally eat, and you'll be safe. Pack foods that you'll actually like. I hate those dehydrated Mountain House packaged fill in the water things. They're so full of sodium, they make my body feel ill. Other people may have a different experience. So test out some recipes, test out some products before you're actually on the mountain away from home, where, yeah, you got to eat it because that's all you brought. Know how your body reacts to the different kinds of foods, because your body is already going to be a little bit stressed out when you're hiking and stuff, backpacking.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna unmute you ladies and open it up to questions. Hold on. Or you can unmute yourself too, I think so. Let's see. Mute all. Let's see. You might have to unmute yourself. It's not letting me unmute you, so. All right. Sorry, we're gonna get better at this as the weeks go on too. All right, go ahead and ask your questions.
Where's your favorite place to get supplies? Like, is there a particular store, or do you just go to Walmart, or I don't know, like where's?
For food, you mean?
No, for like the mess kit and the camp stoves, and like where's your go-to?
All over the place. I'm a gear shopper. I've always watched prices. So if you're looking for something, and if you know specifically what you want, internet search for the best price. REI is a good local option. Out and Back in Orem, Al's in Orem, they're good. They're good choices. There's Recreation Outlet and American Fork. Online on Amazon, they have, you know, a wide range of outdoor products. But if you want something specific, I can help you find it.
Other questions? What else do you guys have? Any other things you want to know about? Meal ideas or good meal ideas that you guys might have even that you love?
Do you have a specific backpack that you like?
Yeah, so I just got an Osprey backpack. Maybe we should, is that another one? I don't know. Anyway,
I'll talk about it.
I have an Osprey backpack with a hydration system, which I actually prefer over the Camelback hydration system because of its ability to come apart and clean it. Camelback is a little more restrictive. I'm a microbiologist by education, so I care about that kind of thing. I like my Osprey backpack because it curves to my back. It has a really good support system that stays away from my back and allows a lot of airflow, and that's important to me. There's one on the front porch. Oh, that's very nice. I know where Emily's stuff is, even though I don't live here. Yeah, the best thing I think about backpacks is just to go try a few different brands and see what feels good with your body. Wear it for a while, put a weight in it, walk around. Just know that when you're actually on the trail, you'll be shifting that weight a lot. When you're going uphill, you're going to want the backpack further back from your shoulders. And when you're going downhill, you want it a little closer to you. So you're always making micro adjustments on your pack throughout your trip.
Okay, thanks.
Could you guys do a document that has your favorite gear on it? You
Do
know,
we have a document?
could you do something like that where you have a document of your favorite gear, like maybe with an Amazon link or something on it? Because sometimes when we go to buy something, we don't know what we're doing. So, but if you had a recommendation of something you really loved, then that might be something I want to look at least in comparison with other items like it before I make a decision.
Sure.
So I'd love
Sure,
that.
yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing before you make a decision and what you want to buy is that you like it, right? Just because I like it for what I do might be different from the way that you're going to use it. But I can certainly, I have an inventory of what I already own. I can share with you guys just to give you kind of a place to start, maybe, you know, and that would be just fine. So here's Emily's little bladder. This is an Osprey one. I really, really love this mouthpiece because it comes apart so easily. You can clean it all out super well. And it's got this little magnetic piece that that sticks over to the other side and keeps it out of the way. Anyway, like that. And then all the tubes disconnect from the actual bladder itself, and you can clean all the joint parts and stuff. So I like that. And Osprey's pretty beefy, very well made, with different activities in mind. There's different forms, different shapes, different pocket sizes, and padding options, colors, whatever.
Hi, my husband has a prepper junkie YouTube channel. And earlier he does a lot of videos on like water filtration systems and stuff like that. So he compares a whole bunch of different ones. If you want to go on just on YouTube, Prepper Junkie.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. Let us know that link. You can text me and we can put it up on Facebook.
Okay.
Can I ask, do you have, can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, no, we can't hear you now.
How about now? Can you hear me
Yes.
now? Okay. When I go to wash my bladder, what's a good way to dry it? Because I haven't figured, I'm like, are there special things to like keep it open so it'll dry? You know what I mean? Like I haven't figured out a way to quickly, effectively dry them once I've washed all the parts.
Yeah, so Camelback actually does have a cleaning unit you can buy. That there's like a plastic insert you can slide in there that keeps the walls apart so the air can circulate.
Yeah.
Normally, I just stick my tube down in it and turn it upside down.
But it still just seems like it takes a few days to like.
It does, and I'll mop it. I'll dry it out with a towel around the ring opening. The thing about Osprey is it's
I can do this. You want to use this as an example?
So Osprey has a wide mouth, kind of like an envelope. I don't know if you can see that very well. Show that up closer.
Yeah.
How that works as opposed to this one.
You can see it's got the mouth. And then it closes and folds over and you slide this on it.
Heather once told me that once she keeps it mostly, like when she's washed it and dried it, once it's mostly dry, like not a lot of water in it, she puts it in the freezer to keep it from getting mold. So like, so nothing hardens in it, but she keeps it in there so the mold doesn't grow.
That's awesome.
That's a great idea.
That's a great tip. That's a really good idea.
I've never had mold grow in mine. Oh.
I've noticed if I let water stay in it for a while, it'll get slimy on the inside. So Erin taught me a technique with these, with the Camelbacks. This one, like, this is the poor woman's version, where you bend the corners in at the top. If that makes sense. So then it looks like this. And then you just hang it like that. And then see how it's open and it's easier to dry. And then I make sure I empty the tube out of water. So.
You can disconnect the tube too on that one.
Yeah, and then you can disconnect the tube too. So. You want it, if you get any filtration or any kind of bladder, make sure your hand can fit inside to clean it. Because there's some that just have, and it's just useless because you can't get in there. You can always do like a little bleach solution with water if it's getting really nasty and just let it sit overnight. That's what I tell my patients who have catheters. It works for them. So
you can put your blow dryer in there on the cold setting. Blow it out.
Yeah.
Air compressor.
Whatever you have. Great question.
Leaf blower.
What other questions you guys have? Nice. Nice. Way to go. All questions and secrets of the universe answered. Fantastic. All right. Well, we are so grateful to have you ladies here. We're so grateful to share some of the stuff we know about. We're going to start, I'll post the rest of the schedule the next few months. And if you know of some cool tips about stuff, shoot me a text and we can have you come on. And we keep our distance, so, or we can wear masks, whatever. But yeah, we want to keep on doing these things. Next week is the training for backpacking. So we're going to do a hands-on training next Tuesday. So you can look that up on our text calendar. I'm not posting it on the main Facebook page because it's only for interested assistant guides. But any of you guys who are interested and want to do that, we're going to do the same thing we did tonight, just your hands-on. You get to play with stuff and try different things and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see you there. Otherwise, have an awesome night and thank you so much, ladies. We love you so much.